to do it. You live for fashion.
Hello and welcome to Nothing to Wear, the podcast that solves fashion problems and levels up your wardrobe. Now, as you know, each week a guest joins me to work out what we're going to wear, what we're not going to wear, what we're going to buy. And Mia Freedman is back this week. She is my boss and she is my fashion bestie. And she is also obsessed with Copenhagen street style. What is that? Let's see. We're going to unpack it. Mia, welcome back to the show.
Thanks for having me.
Now, you and I have a WhatsApp chat about fashion and clothes and everything.
We do.
And your new hyperfixation,
Yes.
gone is colour blocking. Sorry, what was it? Getting your colours done?
Oh, it's also then power lesbian. I had a power lesbian phase
missed
where
that.
I was, that was my, I was wearing like lots of suits.
Oh, yeah, I liked that.
Yeah.
But now you have fallen down a fashion rabbit hole of Copenhagen street style that all kind of happened at Copenhagen Fashion Week. So it was more like the people attending. Early August. What has happened to you? Why you're obsessed? Tell me about it.
I don't know how it started, to be honest, because I don't even honestly know where Copenhagen is. I'm embarrassed to say I thought maybe it was in the Netherlands. I hadn't ever given it much thought.
No.
What I've started to do in the morning, I used to watch the news when I went for a run on the treadmill, but now I started watching, moved to YouTube and started watching fashion videos. And it started when I was overseas last year. I was wanting to sort of look at street style videos in Paris and then in Italy. And then somehow my algorithm started serving me Copenhagen style.
Yes.
And it's like that Scandi girl, you know, and also on TikTok.
Yes, that's where I'm getting it on Instagram,
Yeah.
which I like it.
Or
'cause
Instagram,
I feel like
yep.
it's very different.
Exactly. And so how I would best describe it is it's very mismatched. It's very random. It's a little bit eccentric.
It's very Mia Freedman.
It's very me.
Yeah.
And so it's a little bit like, you know how Carrie Bradshaw dresses in Sex and the City?
Yes.
Except if you take out a lot of the feminine, because she dresses very, very femininely, and she also is absolutely stubbornly insistent on wearing high heels all the time. So if you, but the spirit of Carrie, which I always love, which is really mismatched, deliberately mismatched.
Yes.
And I know we've spoken on the show before about wrong shoe theory.
Yes.
I think maybe that first got me into it. And wrong shoe theory, of course, is when you have an outfit like a beautiful slip dress and then you deliberately wear like chunky boots with it,
Yeah.
or you wear like really feminine shoes with tracksuit pants, like kitten heels.
Agreed.
And so that's where I am.
It's a bit more fun. Well, I like it there too. I'm coming. I've had a look at a lot of the images and I feel like you and I are drawn to the same sort of looks, but they're so varied. There is oversized leather, there's boots, there's lots of leopard. So when I want the elevator pitch of what you like, what are the looks you like?
So what it is, what's appealing to me is the combination of masculine and feminine and the clash of that. The thing about Copenhagen style is that because they ride bikes everywhere, it's got to be comfortable. So it's it's not tight. It's
Nothing's
loose.
tight.
Nothing's tight. It's very loose, and there are also fantastic pops of either color or texture or both.
Agreed.
It's really mismatched in color and texture. And so I love all of that. It's all about sort of those juxtapositions. So what it means in terms of the wardrobe that you already have, it's just, there's that great saying that I live by, you don't need more clothes, you just need more ideas.
Yes.
And this will help you stretch your wardrobe because you're mixing things like an oversized shirt with like an embellished sequin skirt or a little sequin camisole with a pair of tracksuit pants and
Agreed.
a jacket.
A lot of the things I've looked at, I've gone, oh, I've kind of got that shirt or I've kind of got that.
You
Whereas
just
they
never would have
think-
thought of wearing it like that.
No, or I thought, it's not particularly in fashion, but what I like about the images I've seen is that it doesn't scream a certain designer or season or it's just fun. And so I feel like it's a bit expressive, but you don't have to rush out and buy a million new things.
You don't. So the thing that most people will be familiar with that's probably the most famous piece of Copenhagen fashion would be the Garni ballerina.
Yes.
Flat.
Yes.
Which I've been eyeing off for a while and I've been like, because they're very expensive. I happen to use one I wore earlier.
Oh, hello.
I bought.
So you got the real one because
Yeah.
we've got some dupes.
We do. You and I have bought a few dupes, which are very reasonable.
Can I see how heavy they are?
They're heavy.
Nah, too heavy for
It
me.
feels lovely, but it feels.
Oh, it's a designer shoe, like
Yeah.
the quality. Oh, they're so nice.
So I hate ballerina flats. I'm one of those people also who find flats a little bit hard to wear.
Yes.
I'm not very tall, and sometimes I feel like they can just make my legs feel a bit cut off.
Yes.
But this sort of two buckle, you'll know it if you see it. It's like a slingback. It's got two buckles.
I've got red.
Yeah.
You've got, that's a dark
I've got
denim.
every colour now,
the
but I
denim.
bought the real one in dark denim. So I guess that's Garni as a label, which is having a moment.
Which is from Copenhagen.
Yeah, that's probably the most famous label.
Yes.
And then there are others like Baumann Fettergarden, which I discovered that I'd bought a few bits and pieces from various boutiques over the years.
Not knowing.
Of like either Garni or Baumann Fettergarden or Steen Goya, some of those labels. And they're all Danish designers. Because when I think of sort of Denmark and Sweden, I think of all like pastels and neutrals, but it's not that at all.
I couldn't think of what I thought of. That's the thing. I was like, what do I normally think of? But
I really haven't. Yeah.
No, I didn't. But I love the refreshing change because when I think New York, Milan, Paris, I think very couture, very high end. Obviously on the runways, but also the people attending. It's intimidating. It makes me feel excluded. Whereas this street style is just joyful.
Yes.
It's relatively casual.
Joyful and casual.
And cool. And like they didn't try, but they tried. But that's what we're always trying to do. And it's just very refreshing.
Yeah. So you know how that whenever you watch things about Parisian women or French women and they always look so chic and you're like, I could never pull that off. They look chic in the same way but fun because Parisian fashion and French fashion doesn't look like a lot of fun.
That's what I was going to say as well. They kind of look, for the Australian lifestyle, they look like they're going somewhere where often we're just running around, whereas the Copenhagen just looks like you might be going to daycare or you might be popping into the doctor or you might,
Do you know the
because of the
difference
casual.
or work is it's got dopamine.
Yeah.
So Copenhagen fashion is kind of cool, but it's got dopamine in it, in those hits of colour, the weird textures, like it might be a sequined skirt or an embellished skirt or like sparkly socks with sneakers.
Yeah, you're into the socks.
Yeah.
That's where I stop. I looked at some of the things without really paying attention. I was like, well, it's very young. But then you look at the people wearing it and they are everyone. Every size, every shape, every colour, every age. And I can't imagine being over there and they're thinking, I can't wear that. I'm too old. They don't give a shit. And I think we need to get better than that. Or maybe me, but Australian women, we get a lot of questions on this podcast. Am I too old for this? Am I too old for that? It's all very joyful, youthful, but not like teenage. But everyone's wearing it.
I don't see you as doing dopamine dressing.
Well, for me...
Which is funny because I know how much dopamine you require, as do I. You're always very chic in your outfits.
Thank you. But I am going to embark on this vibe in my own way, which we'll get to in Bougie and Budget.
Okay.
You have to just fast what comes to your brain.
Yeah. 5
items that fit into this.
Okay. Oversized men's shirt. An embellished skirt. So not necessarily a sequin skirt, but a skirt with some kind of sparkle on it.
Mm-hmm.
See-through skirts. The Garni ballerina flat or a version of it.
I think I need to get the beige now.
Yeah. And I would say also puffy crossbody bags.
Yeah, you're going to tell me more about those later because I don't know what you mean, but you tell me in a minute.
Okay.
What I took from it, what I loved, and it's funny because we're probably drawn to different elements of this vibe. I saw a big, really cool oversized leather bomber jacket, which is very me, not for summer, but very me. I loved the sheer and the mesh and the lace. So remember when we were going into winter, I was all about a satin slip. Now I'm all about a lace skirt, which we've been sending back and forth.
Yeah.
You got that awesome blue one a couple of months ago and you
bought it in green.
Did you?
Yeah, it's Atmos and here from the Iconic and I bought a couple of them and then I also found a good white one from Cotton On. What I found the key to wearing lace, that's one other item, lace maxi skirts. Cut out the lining and then wear a nude slip underneath because the lining always makes it look heavy.
It also depends where it falls and exactly.
Or you can just cut the lining off and make it short. But usually the lining will be in the same colour and it'll be too blocky.
Yes.
You want that feeling of it being transparent even if you don't want to have like your legs showing. But then you wear a really long top over it.
Agreed. We're not tucking T-shirts in with this. They're out.
No. And the key to the top is that it's got to go to the length that you would be happy for your shortest miniskirt to be.
Yes, agreed. And that's why the T-shirts are oversized and often, printed or embellished or have a logo or something fun. And then, they're long. Mm-hmm. I love that you mentioned wrong shoe theory because I just thought wrong shoe theory all over, but in a great way. I love it.
I'm going to blow your mind because today I'm wearing my Garni ballerinas, but for you, I'm also wearing these mesh socks. Now, these are by, with sparkles, these are by an Australian little label called A High Heel Jungle.
They're very cool.
And I've got all of these mesh socks because I'm now so paranoid I've got to wear socks with everything.
Oh, no.
That these are almost like a sock but no sock. The sock you're wearing when you're not wearing a sock.
Does it make the shoe slippery?
Yes, it's annoying.
Okay. That's a bit advanced for me, but I like that. Another thing I want to ask, will you do inspired by this street style? Skirts over pants. There was a lot of that.
I've always loved it. I've always loved a skirt or a dress over pants. Ever since the 90s, it's always been my jam, and I love it when it comes back and I'm given permission to wear it again. Another way to wear a sheer skirt or a transparent skirt is over pants or jeans.
Okay.
Yeah.
That
so
sounds like a lot of work.
on the weekend, I have to I treated myself to a Bauman Fettergarden kind of embellished white see-through skirt with some sparkles on it. And I tried wearing it over some jeans, and I really liked that vibe.
Annoying to wee?
No, it's just the same as pulling down your jeans. You just also
But you
pull
gotta
down
pull
your
the
skirt. It's
you
just
pull
like
it
one extra
down.
thing.
Oh, I'm a skirt puller-upper. That's interesting.
Oh.
In general.
I guess you could pull up and then pull down. That's
Yeah.
a great question. I
Yeah.
hadn't thought.
I don't want any more effort. I don't think I can do that. It's not me, but I'm definitely going to
Okay.
take elements.
I'm going to stand up and show you. There's the mini skirt I'm wearing today.
Yes, please. I wanted to ask about that.
Okay. So this,
Heaven.
it's Zara.
And when you say mini,
Yeah.
beautiful length on you. It's not like micro.
That's because it was meant to be up here,
Mm.
but I bought it in a size large because it was from Zara, so that I could wear it down on my hips. And I've left the lining in this,
Yes.
but I also tried this on over jeans, and I really
Oh,
liked
see,
it.
that could be cool.
Yep.
Speaking of Zara, that's what I wanted to ask. This all happened in August and is flowing around everywhere, but it's still only October. Do you think this summer we're going to see a lot of your Zaras, your H&Ms, your Cotton Ons doing this vibe?
They already are. So it's about what I also love about this style is that I like a fashion challenge because to me it's like a treasure hunt.
Oh,
so
yeah.
it's looking for specific pieces. It's not going out and buying a whole look
No.
because you probably won't find a whole look all in the same place.
Particularly with such an eclectic vibe.
That's the whole point, right? So it's not one label head to toe ever. It's maybe you thrift something, maybe you find this piece that's a sheer skirt, and how can you pair that back with things that you get from other places?
I'm so glad you said thrifted because to me, as you know, I'm a thrifting obsessed person, and this is the perfect trend. Go into the men's section, look at the men's shirts, men's t-shirts, look at skirts that are $8 that you can cut up, look at dresses that you can cut off or whatever. Honestly, when I was away, because you and I were messaging so much, I went into some affordable stores but also thrift stores and got really cool men's shirts that are bright colours that I would never spend more than $20 on because I don't wear colour.
Yeah.
And it says lemonade. It says really fun things, and I'm going to wear them, with my more neutral skirts, and that's my nod. And it was $8.
I think you're smart. I think that thrifting, and I'm going to Paris next week for work, and I plan to go thrifting there because that's what this look is about. It's not about you need one particular thing. It's about the mismatched of it and the sort of the unique. Like you don't see any two outfits the same.
Agreed. And that's what's so cool about it.
So if you're one of those people, this trend is not for you if you don't enjoy the challenge of putting together an outfit. I know a lot of people don't feel confident. They don't have time. It doesn't give them joy.
It's a lot of effort.
For me, it gives me so much joy.
I also just think, and look, I am this... we've had oversized blazer, wide leg pants, jeans, shirt, tee, trench for so long. This is so fresh. And I'll always be mostly that, but this is just fresh and fun, and I own most of it, and I can play at home and put things together. I can go thrifting. I don't have to spend a lot of money. It just feels new and exciting.
It does. And the other stuff was making me feel depressed. I was wanting to be on trend, and I was very influenced by you and also Asha Keddy, and also Asha Keddy's character on Strife, who wore a lot of suits, unlike me. And I started, by osmosis, dressing like that because I liked it. It felt fresh compared to, I just go on pendulums. It felt fresh compared to where I'd been with all the sequins. So then I went power lesbian.
Still a blazer with
and
your
now-
lace skirt. Like you can still
Exactly.
mix and match.
So true.
I love that. Well, I think after all that, we're going to have to post some reels and some images on the Nothing to Wear Instagram because it's so visual and it's just delightful. And if you don't want to wear the stuff, just look at the pretty pictures. They're just cool.
It's true. And it's so funny because I've been wearing this style obviously on my own Instagram and doing a lot of get ready with me videos and outfit videos and stuff. And people don't like it.
Well, people will say that just doesn't go together.
Yeah, so
and that's
people
the point.
keep saying, can you please just get Leigh to style you? Can you please get Paula Joy to style you? Please, I'm begging, I hate this. And it's really interesting. That doesn't worry me at all because I'm just finding I'm so enjoying this phase of self-expression, but it's not for everyone.
It's not. But, jump in your own wardrobe before you buy something and just mix and match the stuff that you didn't think would go together. Speaking of bougie and budget, I want to go first with my bougie because that's what I'm doing. It is a satin leopard print slip dress from Seed. I think it's about $120 because there was a lot of leopard on the street style.
Oh, yeah, leopard, of course.
And people think silky slip dress must wear heels, earrings, must go somewhere fancy. I'm going to wear it with my really big oversized, denim jackets. I'm going to wear it with like a sneaker or those shoes.
Do you know what
really
you could
dress
also
it down.
do is to Copenhagen it a bit, you'd wear like socks and kitten heels.
Yeah, I can't
That might
do
be a bit
the
advanced
sock.
for you.
Yeah, it is. But it's like, that's a really, both the print and the fabric and the cut are quite dressy.
Yeah.
It's not super low, so you can wear a bra. But I just love it, and I'm going to make it super casual.
I like that. I've got one. I mean, it's easy to find those.
Oh, they're
I've
everywhere.
Got one from Joey the Label. And I'm also just going to really mess it up.
Yeah. And do you know what I like about those? I mean, I know we're going into summer, but if you are traveling somewhere cooler, when I traveled a lot, I wore my slip dresses, but then with a jumper or a jacket or a cardigan, and it's a skirt.
Yeah, 100%.
Bingo.
I've got silk nighties from Papinel
Yes.
that I've got in all different colours, and I've started wearing them like that too.
Yes. Oh, great. Okay, so what's your budget?
My budget is basically men's wear. And whether it's at Zara or Uniqlo, I've got
Or
some
thrifted.
great, or thrifted. So those are the three of the places that I've found good things.
Yes.
Like, or just the wardrobe if you live with a man.
Yes, your brother, your whatever.
Father,
Like this is a
partner,
plain
whatever.
white Uniqlo tee, but it's the men's because I prefer the men's cuts.
I buy all the men's, the
Yeah.
oversized. So I find that you can't get the level of oversized that I'm looking for, even if you go up to usually the top size in
or they're
women's.
the proportions.
Or the proportions aren't right. Whereas the men's can still be big, but I just find they're much
Because
better.
often they do, like my husband's probably the same size as me. Often they do a slim fit, but it's still men's. So it's
Yeah.
oversized on you, but just go to the men's section of anything and you know what? It's generally cheaper.
It is generally cheaper. And they have a
Unfortunately.
special shirt in Uniqlo in the men's section. It's called a non-iron shirt.
Yes.
I don't know what's in it, but you pretty much don't have to iron it.
Great
and
for
it's
travel.
brilliant.
Yes.
Yeah.
My budget is a white lace maxi skirt. It's from Shopo. I think it's about $70. And the reason I like it is because the lining is very intentional. So it goes to the floor, but the lining just has a diagonal and it's sewn in. Like you could not cut it out. So it covers your bits.
I know the one you
obviously.
mean.
Yeah.
The kind of skirt you mean, yeah.
Yeah, it covers your bits. And so I felt like the other ones were a bit like, oh, that looks cheap.
See, I
or it
don't
floats
like that
around.
because I feel like there's not as much. If the lining's sewn in, I feel like I don't have as much flexibility. What
Well,
I've
you
just also
don't.
bought for because I'm going away and it's going to be colder in Paris, I've bought some skin-coloured leggings
Yes.
to wear under my lace maxi skirts.
Wow.
And my sheer skirts, and I'm going to see how that goes.
Okay.
Yeah. My bougie is actually a label that I've been absolutely loving. And again, it's just part of this eclecticness. And it's a label that has just the most wonderful story and purpose behind it. It's called Among Equals. And it is these brightly coloured crocheted bags. And they are all made by artisans, women in Papua New Guinea. And these women support their families by making these bags. It's like the traditional weaving that they've all been brought up knowing. And they're in these extraordinary colours. And I've started collecting them because each one is different and they're like works of art. And so even if you're wearing, like the other day, I
Jeans
wore...
and a tee.
Yeah, I was wearing like a
Yeah.
chocolate set, like an A. Emery chocolate shirt and matching pants. And I threw on this bright purple, beautiful bag and it had pom-poms as well. And they're not cheap. They're around $200 or so. And they have clutches, but they're shoulder bags
And
that you can...
handmade and helping.
Stunning.
Wow.
And it's all non-for-profit. It's a registered charity. So literally every cent goes back to these
Beautiful.
women who are supporting their families. Among Equals supports 3,000 women in
Wow.
Papua New Guinea and 3,000 families. So the bigger they become, the more women that they can support.
help.
Yeah.
What a great way. And I need one. Bit of a pop of colour. Wait, before you go, you touched on bubble bags. What's a bubble bag or a puffy bag?
So I can't remember where I saw this, but I became obsessed with the idea. I think there was a red one that I wanted, and then I ended up going on Amazon. And sometimes you don't know the words to search for. And so what I always do is that I'll take, in all these street style videos that I watch or on Instagram, I'll just take a photo of whatever outfit I like,
Yep,
and then I'll do a
screenshot.
reverse image
That's
Google
so
search.
smart.
And it will show you either that actual one or versions of that actual one. And even if it doesn't show you what you're looking for, it'll you'll see the words that are used to describe it.
keywords.
So it was like this puffy bag. I didn't know what it was called. And I realized it was called either a quilted bag, or not like Chanel quilted, but like, it's like puffy, right?
Yeah, like almost like a puffer jacket, but in a bag.
Exactly. And I went and found a whole bunch of these great ones on Amazon, and I found a silver one that was like $30. And I wear it every time I wear it, and it's so comfortable to wear because it's padded, crossbody.
Oh, I need one.
It's so comfortable. It feels like, it almost looks like a nappy bag,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
like a cool
yeah.
one. I've had more comments on that bag than anything else, and everyone assuming that it's designer. And I'm like,
Yes.
$30 on Amazon. And then the other thing is this shape of bag. So this isn't a puffy bag.
Ooh, it's
but
a
it's like
giant bum
saddle.
bag.
Yes, it's like a giant bum bag, exactly. And this shape of bag is really lovely. You
So
can't put too much
easy.
in it, otherwise
Oh.
it looks like you've got like a baby in there
Oh,
or something.
yeah, right.
But I'm really enjoying.
And very durable fabric,
Yeah.
good for travel.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's a type of bag. I can't get past the crossbody bag. I know
No, I'm with
some
you.
people, but I find I need my hands.
They're so helpful.
Yeah.
Love it. Well, Mia, I think that maybe the company should pay for us to go to Copenhagen to do some research.
Don't joke. I'm actually planning a trip there next year. I want to go and live there for a month.
I'm coming. Thank you for joining me once again, my favourite fashion friend.
I love you.